welcome to the first edition that was supposed to be live stream, but thanks to weather in northern Illinois, it knocked us out like satellite again. So right now, until we get that problem fixed, we're just going to keep on doing our daily videos. We're going to follow the new schedule, the daily brief, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. the Central Standard Time. And you guys all wonder why I like radio better, because if I'm live on radio right now, wouldn't have a damn issue because I'm using iHeartRadio and Spotify servers where I don't have to worry about YouTube, Facebook upload capabilities. But today we are going to air the Cossack 1%ers reply to a person that was put out bad and came back and gave an interview with Jim Parks and threw out some pretty outlandish shit out there, man. And that's one thing that I'm real proud of, is that Insane Throttle is able to get the club side out there and help the clubs let their word get to the masses, if you will, when something like this comes up. So it's more like, these out bad people. It's funny. And yes, I've been getting the messages about the other fucking idiot. But, and you guys know what I mean. And no, it's not even that other dude from that one group. It's everybody knows him. But more to come on that. We'll give you some more updates and shit like that. We're doing a backstory on it right now. And some other people are involved, and we're waiting for some information. But right now, let's go. You know what? Before we go to that, I want to throw out there the Tramp segment that we're going to be having every weekend. I don't know if it's going to start this weekend or next weekend, but the Tramps are going to be doing all kinds of goodies for you guys. Everything from painting to manufacturing, every damn thing. Here it goes.
I'd be willing to bet you a handful of sticky nickels that you ain't heard about the great deals we got going on down here at Tramps Vintage Shoppers right now in Loves Park. How about 6 months of winter storage for only $200? We also got a bunch of great deals on custom parts too. With our full machine shop, we make everything right here in-house. Handlebars, exhausts, sissy bars, frames, we do it all. We're your one-stop shop. So give us a call at 815-978-1228 and let us know what we can do for you. Tramps Vintage Shoppers, built with pride, built to ride.
And the Tramps will be doing that for you guys, a weekly segment, because I wanted to get something new on the station. That, and I'm working on some other different type of segments where we go out, interview people, and really bring the show, full circle. But right now, I wanted to get into this interview. Now, the interview had to do with the National Sergeant at Arms of the Cossack 1%ers. For those that do not know, the Cossack 1%ers, they actually split from the Ugly Man Cossacks after Waco, the Twin Peaks thing, which still to this day is going on, by the way. And two of the people that this fucking guy talked about, they're still undergoing. They're actually facing some pretty hefty time, but you got this guy out there calling everybody a rat, blah, blah, blah. You know how it goes with these out bad guys. I don't have to tell you that. But let's go into the interview real quick. Special guest on the line. How you doing?
Man, doing good. How are you guys doing?
Good. Can you tell the audience who you are?
Yes, sir. My name is John Arnold. I'm the National Sergeant at Arms of the 1% Cossack.
How you doing, buddy? We were just talking about how how the lifestyle has become, where it's mostly like school girls than anything nowadays, with the advent of the internet and all that kind of shit. And we were actually talking earlier about the situation with that one guy that came out, gave an interview to Jim over at Legendary Biker Radio. And I was telling him, it's kind of funny how everybody took off and rode with that guy and didn't even do the background research on him. And all you had to do was put in his name and shit and read an article from the Waco Tribune. And next thing you know, he's in there, even admitted that he was talking the cops 2 weeks before because he got busted and all that shit. What can you tell us about it?
Man, that's you pretty much hit the nail right on the head there. We a couple weeks before Twin Peaks, we went down there. A couple of us went to dinner at Don Carlos there to check out the bike hunt over at Twin Peaks. The things were getting pretty hot around Waco at that time, and seeing who was hanging out, what was going on. And while we were over there, he took it upon himself to take his kid up there, and cops recognized him. They pulled him over, took him to jail for endangering a child. He had a weapon in the vehicle. He was right back out, which that was kind of the issue right off the bat. And then just I don't know, man. It's just the guy is it's piled up on him.
Right. Now, can you, he was, how many clubs was he in?
Oh man, right off the top of my head, he tried to start the Blues Fighters in Waco that failed. He was in the Lost Cabs, Cossacks, Dirty Knuckles, a couple car clubs that I can remember. I've known the man 15 years. I've never actually had a personal problem with him. Waco's big, but it's not that big. So been riding bikes as long as we have. We've run into each other over the years.
Right, right. Now, what do you say about some of the accusations he was making in that interview?
Oh man, that's just ludicrous. All I can say is show me the proof. Right? Why would a grown man bring in women and children and try and belittle a family who lost a son? I mean, the guy's he's just a, I don't want to cuss on your show, but he's a piece
No,
of
go
shit.
ahead. You go ahead, man. We cuss all the time. I'm one of the worst.
It's just, and the other guy, about rugby, he's a 2-year bike rider. He's brand new to the lifestyle. He's got no idea what he's doing. He just, man, it's just crazy. I just can't believe these two grown men act this way.
Right. Now, what with the accusations? Because one of the things that really struck me was he was really going after your president and vice president. And from what I'm understanding is they're still under indictment in Rico or on Waco. So if that's the case, how the hell are they snitches?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't really listen to the interview. I was so disgusted about the first 5 minutes, I turned it off. So, uh, in fact, if you could help me out with that question, what were they saying that Owen Reeves is a snitch?
Yeah, Owen Reeves and Chaos were a snitch. That Chaos turned on his uncle or something like that and got him 75 years. Down them freaking lines.
Oh,
And it really didn't make no sense to me. Because I'm sitting here
is that,
thinking, well, goddamn, these guys are still under indictment in Waco. How the fuck, if they're rats and all this bullshit, where's all the deals?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do remember something about the Black Curtain Society or something they were spouting off that Owen's been a part of this uh, witness protection plan. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Right, right,
It's insane, and it's not backed up by any proof. No kind of proof on paper whatsoever. It's just two lonely guys. And they both got like 4 or 5 Facebook names, so they get on there and they Facebook warrior the shit out of us and comment on their own Facebook, talking to themselves. It's really pathetic. It's kind of sad.
it's like little schoolgirls, ain't it?
It's exactly what it is. And we're a man's club. We don't deal with that shit.
Right. Now, what do you say to people like that one stupid ass group that what came out and started saying, "See, look, you got to know what you're getting into. Why these were the same people that welcomed you guys with open arms in Illinois, I guess, at that Rosie's Fest."
Yeah, I don't really have a comment on that, man. I'm not too versed in that. That's above my pay grade.
Hmm.
Uh, you talking about Big Pete?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, just like the Mark White thing. As soon as we found out that, he was a snitch, we cut all ties with the guy and didn't want anything to do with him.
Right. Right. Now, you guys didn't. Well, yeah, you guys did find out he was a snitch, and you cut all ties with him. You actually
Yes.
put a statement up on your club website about him.
Yeah, I believe so.
Rock on.
I haven't been on there in a while. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, what do you tell our audience? Because you got a large audience right now. What do you tell them about some of the stuff that's flying about your club? and this Mark White and all that shit. What do you want to tell them?
Uh, man, the truth will set you free. uh, I would love to see some evidence of some sort of anything that these guys say. I mean, just anything.
Right.
Uh, it's craziest thing I've never seen keyboard warriors in such fashion. It amazes me that these guys can sleep at night. You know,
Right.
he put up this picture with him and what's that bandito's name? Candyman.
Yeah.
He put that picture up there to poke at Owen. And the funny thing is, the man's got a picture of Candyman, Bandito Candyman, with his head blown off in his house. I mean, he's a lunatic.
Right. Now, how, you know what? This is another subject that I like discussing on the channel. How does what goes on social media actually affect the streets? Does it make it more dangerous for club members or what?
I believe it. I mean, it could, but I think that most 1% clubs or most clubs in general, nobody's really paying attention to social media. It's just, that's for the women and children. You get out there and see where the picnic's at that weekend or whatever, but I don't think that most men really pay attention to it like that.
Right, right. Now we just got a question from one of our audience. It's from James Provo. Says Hollywood, are any of these clubs trying to help the Mongols with them down the Mongols being down there? Now you guys are neutral in all that stuff, aren't you?
Yes, sir. We don't support anybody but ourselves. We're trying to grow slow and do things right. And it's a painful task, man. I didn't think it was going to be this hard, honestly. But we got some good leadership, and things are working. They're starting to pan out finally. But yeah, as far as we don't back anybody.
Right. Now, what led you guys? Because a lot of people are asking, the ugly man Cossack, you got your lineage from there. Uh, what made you guys want to go on your own and 1%?
Well, while we were in heated up with the banditos, there was about 55 to 60 of us that really did all the work. And after the Twin Peaks thing, the Cossacks kind of turned their backs on us, and we just decided it was time to do something different. And because we before Apaches take care of our own, we live by that here, and the rest of them sure didn't.
Right, right. And that's how you guys basically got on your. But is Mark White affiliated with anybody anymore? Because it kind of strikes me funny that his name was in that newspaper where he admitted talking to the cops about the business of the clubs. For one, you don't do that bullshit. Most New Jacks on this channel don't realize that, but you don't go out and talk to the cops about club business. And there he
At all.
no, and then he turned around in that interview and said, "Well, I'd never talk to cops unless, well, maybe my motorcycle was stolen. Then I'd have to call them and stuff." What do you that seems like the height of hypocrisy to me.
It is exactly that, Hollywood. I mean, I know for a fact he got in trouble and he went in and spilled the beans on everything the man knew about the red and gold world. And he was a lost cab for a while, so he knew a lot about it. We got a lot of information from him while we were running around. But yeah, it's just you don't ever talk to the police for any reason, not any reason.
Right. Now, can you explain to the audience why that is the case? I try to, bang it in everybody's head, because, our channel is mostly club friendly and we believe in the COC and all the old ways and traditional stuff like that. But can you explain to them why it's so important, why we don't affiliate ourselves with cops. We don't, it's not that, anybody's doing anything criminal. It's just like, it's always in the old days there was a line in the sand. Clubs were on one side, the cops were on the other, and we didn't intermingle at freaking all. And now
Right.
you got freaking clubs out there accepting cops in them. And, how does that affect the club scene, you think?
Man, that's a good question. Oh,
And I'm not talking about, I'm just talking, you're a club member, yeah, but just as an individual, what do you think about that? How it's became and how dangerous I believe that is that cops are actually being allowed in clubs.
well, men when men have problems, men, you go to the man, you take care of the problem. We believe in that strongly, but when you have cops involved, they're handing down some serious time, man. When somebody's looking at 10, 15, 20 years uh, for something that shouldn't even be brought to light at all, it's crazy.
Right. And you know what? What's interesting with what this Mark White had to say about chaos, and that fat Jabba the cunt ran with. Well, he's a rat. He's a rat. He's a rat. Well, I don't know a rat that's facing life in prison right now for a Mob One charge. Do you?
No, sir, not at all. Like I said again, that's just more of him running that jaw. Where's the proof?
Right.
Where is the proof? I mean, the man, he obviously can get a hold of you and email any proof that he's got on that, and by God, if that's the case, we'll handle that situation as it comes as well. But that's craziness.
Well, we asked Mark White to be on our show, but he refuses because he knows that I'm not the interviewer. I'll actually get up into the questions and what's up. Not saying nothing against Jim. I think he did as a reporter, did a great interview with him. But I just don't think he got in there and asked the hard questions.
Yeah, I was like I said, I'm not a big fan of Mr. Parks. Throughout the whole trial and everything, it was just we kind of got a bad leg on there, a bad shake on that whole trial, and I don't know, man. It's just I'm not a big fan of his, and I didn't, like I said, I didn't really listen to the interview because I was disgusted with it in the first couple minutes of it.
Right. Now, me and my I have a co-host on once in a while. His name is New York. And we talked about it earlier in this week about how the Mongols case is going to affect the rest of the club scene if they lose that. What is your viewpoint on what's going on right now with the government trying to freaking take the Mongols patch?
Oh, it's gonna be bad for everybody. They've made it so bad now you can't hardly ride down the street with your cut without them trying to pull you over and take your pictures and look at your tattoos and go through your shit. It's ridiculous. They're profiling. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Now,
You
well,
can't profile people like that.
I actually say Texas is ground zero for the motorcycle profiling right now, don't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I hate to see it to even anybody, even somebody that I can't stand or hate. You drive down the road, you see them standing on the side of the road with their shirt off, being photographed. It's belittling. It's ridiculous, and I don't even see how that's even legal.
Right. Well, there was a video that surfaced, what was it, a week ago or so, and it wasn't from one of your club members, but it was from the other side. I think it was Red and Gold's support club. Now, this kid didn't have nothing wrong. All he was doing was going to school, I believe it was. And next thing you know, just because he had a patch on, the cops are saying, get off the freaking bike. We need to document your tattoos and all that stuff. So, what do you say to these? Because there's a lot of naysayers out there. One guy actually came on and said, "Fuck the Confederation of Clubs, fuck motorcycle clubs. They're nothing but a bunch of criminals, and they're trying to implement Shira, what is that, the Sierra Law or some bullshit." What do you say to them kind of guys?
Well, all I can say to that is look at the Twin Peaks case. There's 177 of us arrested. I think there was 8 people who had prior arrest records out of the whole group. I'm talking Red Gold, us, everybody. So, the motorcycle world, it's not cheap to do this. It's expensive and it's hard on you when you have a family and you don't make the money that you should be making. But it's not cheap to bike. And to have these people say, yeah, it's easy to dismiss everything, and people love to, hate us. They must be pushing meth or strippers or whores or something. But get out of town, man. That's
Right.
crazy.
Well,
I'm probably the brokest criminal in the world, then.
It ain't like it used to be in the early days, man, when that shit was going around. What a lot of these guys don't understand is it's 2018 and it ain't 1970, 80, or 90 anymore where we used to get away with that kind of shit. Who the hell wants to face 25 to life when it's easier just to do shit legal and you to make just as much money, when you take out what you would have to pay in lawyer fees and all that bullshit if you got caught up. So for
Exactly.
those who are out there saying, well, clubs are nothing but criminals and blah blah blah, that's more on the law abiding club bullshit side, and that's where you get a lot that are Iron Legacy. You got them fucking, because that Alliance law abiding clubs going out there pushing that shit, and we take them on all the time with that kind of bullshit. And what a lot of people don't understand is, yeah, when the clubs fuck up and shit like that, it's only a couple of the people, two, three, four out of a freaking whole national freaking club that gets, caught up in some shit like that. That don't mean the whole damn
Exactly.
club's criminal.
Yeah, and then they word your indictments and whatnot to make it a gang, quote unquote, where they can charge everybody with what two stupid asses did. You hit a point a minute ago. One of the main reasons I joined the Cossacks when I came to the Cossacks is because I went on a ride with them. Spike puts on a thing that was called Cossacks for Kids, and it was they did Christmases for several families in the Waco area, and I was really impressed with that and the brotherhood and it was just a great scene, man, and it just all fell to shit for some reason.
Right. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man, and giving your guys a side. Special guest on the line. How you doing? That was a hell of an interview right there, wasn't it, man? Well, it's always nice to get the club side of things. So there you go to the audience. You got Mark Whiteside, and now you got the Cossack 1%er side. A lot of proof out there that was in the newspapers that yes, indeed, that this Mark White admitted to talking to the cops about club business. I don't care which way it was spun. He still talked to the cops about it. Secondly, just like the National Sergeant at Arms just said, show the proof. If you got the proof, send it to Insane Throttle, because one thing that's for sure is we'll run with the story if we're given proof. So with that, again, I do apologize for the live feed that was supposed to happen today. We'll get it together one of these days, man, when the weather allows us to. But I really appreciate you guys sticking with us. And yes, we will have more on that ignorant bastard later on this week. But until then, we'll talk to you later.